I'm pleased the president has not worried about a campaign promise 6 years ago. Conditions change, and I think he made the right decision to keep troops on the ground, but it looks like it's political. Cut it in half and, off we go.
Jeb Bush on CBS This Morning earlier today voicing support for President Obama's decision to keep troops in Afghanistan. The governor, of course, saying conditions change. On the subject of changing conditions, that's certainly true on the political battlefield, as it's been very interesting to take a look at fundraising or cash on hand for these Republican candidates. News reports are saying that Governor Bush now has less money in his campaign kitty than three other prominent GOP candidates, including his old Florida friend, Senator Marco Rubio. For more, let's turn to our panel. Joining us from Miami, a former advisor to Governor Bush, Justin Sayfie. And from our Newsmax newsroom, the managing editor of the Shark Tank political blog, Javier Manjarres. Justin, first to you. Jeb started gangbusters, raising dough. It slowed up. And now Marco Rubio and others are saying, look, we got more dough and we're more responsible in managing it. In terms of finances, is this a dangerous signal for the Bush campaign?
No, I don't think so. Governor Bush raised twice as much money as Marco Rubio did in that third quarter there. And other than Ben Carson, I think Governor Bush probably raised more than any other candidate in the third quarter. And if you look at from the beginning of the campaign, both the super PAC that Governor Bush raised money for, which has raised over $100 million, and then the hard dollars that he's raised for his campaign,
right, but
is over $25 million.
Sure, and you're right about raising the money, but Justin, here's the question. The burn rate through the money. They have burned through a lot of it.
Yeah, they've burned it, but they've burned it building the infrastructure, the organization, the first four states and beyond to actually win the nomination. They haven't spent the money and don't have anything to show for it. If you look at the number of elected officials and other party activists who endorsed Governor Bush, if you look at the offices that they have now open in the early stage, you'll see that they've been spending the money preparing to do some real battle to win the nomination in 2016.
All right, Justin, you talked about endorsements. Let me, Javi, talk about endorsements and ethnicity. A whole lot of powerful members of the Cuban American community have lined up behind Governor Bush over Senator Rubio. And of course, with Senator Rubio being the first Cuban American to run for president, what does it say that most of those major figures are behind Governor Bush?
The only thing it says is that they're loyal to Governor Bush. Jeb Bush is a very loyal guy. A lot of people will argue that Marco Rubio isn't as loyal as Jeb Bush, but Jeb Bush is very loyal, and so are the people who support him. Ileana Ros-Lehtinen and Mario Diaz-Balart, Carlos Corbella, who you're referring to, the Cuban-American congressional delegation, they're supporting him. They have, and they've supported him all along, ever since he came into politics. So I don't think it's anything new. I don't think anything can be made out of that they're supporting him over a fellow Cuban American. I don't. And I think Jeb Bush is in a great position. I think he slipped in the polls, but again, money is what runs campaigns, and he has the money to move forward. He's like Justin said, he's built the infrastructure around the country. That's where the money is gone. I think he's in a good position. Look, and he sounds like the smartest guy in the room. I'm not endorsing him right now. I'm just saying is that he sounds like the smartest guy in the room. It's just a matter of what Americans are they going to, or Republicans, are they going to choose Jeb Bush, who's considered the old guard, or someone new like Ted Cruz, who did raise $13 million, and Marco Rubio.
All right, let me concentrate more on Rubio, Justin, for just a second. Our man in Washington, John Gizzi, recently wrote an article, and he says that Marco previously criticized a lot of the interventionist policies, but now Marco has kind of positioned himself as basically a neocon hawk. Now, there is some suspicion that he's done this to court the support of, again, major funders like Sheldon Adelson out of Las Vegas. Is that too cynical of you, or do you think there's something to that, Justin?
Well, I would say that Senator Rubio's positions in terms of America's role in the world, he'll have to answer for those to the voters. You know, right now with everything that's going on, not just in the Middle East, but in Asia and in Latin America, you know, the future president is going to have a lot on his or her plate. And I think that it's important that the person's views not change, that you be able to adjust to the circumstances. As we saw, Governor Bush was praising President Obama for keeping those troops.
Fair enough. Let me let Javi get the last word in here. 15 seconds, Javi. Your take on it.
Listen, Marco's playing politics like everyone else is. This is the political funny season. So he's good, but knowing him and knowing him well, how hawkish he is on anything, including immigration and foreign policy. This is who he is. That's what he believes in.
All right, Javier Manjarres in our newsroom. And Justin Sayfie checking in from Miami. Gentlemen, we appreciate this invigorating discussion. You've probably heard about the shocking new book, Unlikable, The Problem with Hillary by Edward Klein. Unlikable has already skyrocketed to the top of the bestseller lists. It's probably the most powerful expose on Hillary ever written. The author, Edward Klein, wrote the #1 New York Times bestsellers, The Amateur and Blood Feud. Now in Unlikable, Klein offers a stunning, powerful expose of Hillary Clinton and her floundering race for the White House. With unprecedented access, Klein meticulously recreates conversations and details of Hillary Clinton's behind-the-scenes plotting. Klein also reveals the angry rivalry between Hillary and Barack Obama. Now, Unlikable retails for $29.95, but you can get it with our free offer. So, get this almost $30 value today. Just go online or call the toll-free number on your screen. With the 2016 election fast approaching, you need to get Unlikable and be armed with the truth about Hillary. Check out our incredible offer right now.